to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Later. Was that the longest ride you've had?
Yes.
Relative to the workouts I have seen or
Yeah.
been paying attention to,
Yeah.
I went, ooh, shit, 8 point. I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Has that been the longest one?
That was the longest ride on the Marin, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so sort of the backstory of the reason why we even went on a bike ride had to do with a thing that happened.
Yeah.
A very terrible thing.
Blowing off steam
And
or just disconnecting.
And it was spending time with Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to go for a bike ride.
Yeah.
So he sent me a message. So this last week and a half has been really hard. Really hard. So he sent me a message and says, do you want to go on a bike ride? Of course I want to go on a bike ride.
But yes.
And I said, yeah, of course I do, but I know that I'm going to be done with work and I'm going to hang around here until I feed the animals and then I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah.
And he says, okay. And I'm like, don't hear anything.
Yeah.
So then, I don't know, about 6:15 or so, I had fed the animals and then I had to use the restroom before I could leave the house.
Right.
So I sent my wife a message, hey, using the resty, I fed the animals. I'll be there when I'm done.
Right.
And she says, aren't you going on a bike ride? And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? I told you earlier this.
Right.
Never mentioned anything about a bike ride to her.
Oh, son went around to the war room.
Yeah.
And got permissions.
Yeah. And I had no idea.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know. No one mentioned anything to me.
Yes.
Other than that moment. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I told you this, Right. So it was this whole thing.
Right.
And she's like, just go for it. It's fine. So as it turns out, her dad had come out of surgery and was really sort of out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Go. He needs you. Go on a bike ride.
Right.
Okay. So then I start chatting with him like, hey, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, we can go to Folsom. And I'm like, that's
like
all
25, 30 minutes just to get to a thing.
And it's already closing in on 7-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, first of all, Roseville has a tremendous,
yes,
paved trail system.
Yes.
It's not like it's off-road,
mm-hmm.
like single-track mountain bike stuff. It is paved trail. It's a very nice paved trail
mm-hmm.
system.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd been wanting to ride that one. There's one nearby. It would be a long ride to ride to the trail and then ride the trail
mm-hmm.
and then come back on the trail and then ride home.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why don't we load your truck and we'll drive to the trailhead
mm-hmm.
and then we'll unload there and then just ride the trail
mm-hmm.
and just go as far as we want. And he's like, okay.
Mm.
So he bought, I don't know if you know this.
I don't know. I know he bought a thing and he turned around and then went and got something else, but I don't know what the second one is.
So he bought a Specialized rock hopper, which was a decent bike.
Yeah.
And it was actually fairly new, but he wasn't real happy with some of it. Like it had cable brakes. It didn't have hydraulic brakes, and the braking on it wasn't very good. For having disc brakes, it did not brake very well. So he was a little unhappy with that. And then he found out that if you really start cranking on it,
mm-hmm.
it's like the rear cassette
mm-hmm.
busts loose, like it's slipping.
Oh.
And he went, oh, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
And he said it did it out in front of his house a bunch of times. So he was like, and he sold it. He sold it, and the same day bought a Marin from a guy
mm-hmm.
out in front of Sam's Club.
Mm-hmm.
And he took it in the shorts. I think, on the Specialized bike because he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get rid of it, so I'm just going to sell it to this guy for this much.
Right.
And then turned around and paid about the same amount that he paid for the Rockhopper for a Marin. So it's a Marin just like mine, just a few years older, and it's a gorgeous bike. So he's very happy with it. The guy didn't. He was an older gentleman, didn't ride it very much. So anyway, he loads up his bike, comes pick me up. We hit the trail, and we're just buzzing, man. I can't believe that trail was very busy, full of families and people walking, and it's a multi-use trail. So
yeah.
And we rode like 4.1 miles on the trail. Like, it doesn't have any interruptions. There's no everything. Like, it has underpasses under the roads. There's no like pop up on a road and cross a street and then pop back on the trail. No, it's all under the, it kind of runs down a creek.
Perimeter, yeah.
Yeah, it runs down a creek, and so it like sidles the creek as it goes under an overpass. And so you end up way out in the west end of Roseville. And then he was like, fuck, I forgot to bring some water.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, me too. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, there's Rayleigh's back there.
Yes.
And I said, why don't we just buzz that way? We can get something to drink or something to eat, because I'm hungry too, because I hadn't eaten dinner. And he's like, okay. So we rode back to the Rayleigh's parking lot there, the Rayleigh's one, and then ate Thai food at the Sisters Thai.
We've been meaning to try it.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I was telling Shanna, we need to go there. We've
been at I think there's a sandwich shop in there.
There's a place called Garden of Eden.
Yes.
Yeah, that place is pretty good.
That's good sandwiches.
Yeah.
We've had good
That's
stuff.
right next door to the Sisters Thai. Yeah.
Yes.
So we opted for Sisters Thai partly because Thai food, and then also because they had tables outside, and we could park the bikes outside and keep an eye on them.
Chicken hawk the shit. The hardware, baby.
Yeah. So we did. We had a great dinner, sat and talked for a while.
Did you park at Life Church?
No,
when I did that, that's where I parked.
Oh, right at the end. If you drive until the street dead ends,
yes,
Foothills dead ends at the north end, you can park along the road right there.
Yeah.
And so we just parked along the road, and there's other cars parked in there. So we just hopped out, and that's where we started. And so then we sat and ate and talked until the restaurant closed, and then we had to give them all their dishes because we were outside. And then next thing you know, we're like, oh shit, it's 9 and it's dark. So then we're riding the trail.
Do you have headlights?
No.
Jim.
So we're riding the trail back in the dark, and Chandler's like holding his phone up with the flashlight on. So that was, and there were times where it was pitch black. Like, you could not see the trail.
It's dark back there.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't ridden it dark, but I know there are no street lamps.
No. It's very dark.
It's very
dark. It's
dark.
very, very dark. But it was fun. We had a good time, and ends up being like 8.2 miles round trip to where we stopped.
Yeah.
And we could have gone further.
Oh, yeah.
But we were probably realizing we were tired, and also we didn't have any water, and so we needed dinner.
I did one. I mean, this is the. How long have we been since just before the Cadillac went into the shop for the long haul?
Oh, is that 2 years?
Is that 2 years now?
Yeah, I think so.
So hey, let's play Ingress again. That one, so that's about 2 years back.
Yeah,
and I was like,
so.
I had just refurbished the fat bike.
Yeah,
and so I was like, as much stuff as I can do around here, where I am no longer in the car, I'm going to try to do it on the bike.
Yeah.
There is a, what's the golf course that's down here off Cook-Riolo? It's a closed a community.
I think that's the one Chandler worked at. Starts with an M, I think.
Is it Morgan Creek?
I think so.
Chandler
worked there for a short time.
There is a number of portals that are like in between like on a bike trail that's similar to the one up
and
there.
that you can't get to from a car.
You cannot get there from a car.
Yeah.
During the resurgence, the first couple times it was like, well, I'll drive something out there. You park on the shoulder of the road, and I would just run out there, grab the thing, run back to the car, and be like, "Ha, fuck you! I don't mind running."
Yeah.
And then
no, you made me get out of the car.
Oh, you got the wrong guy, fuckers, because here it comes. And then it was. I think then I had fully rehabbed the bike, but then I was in a place where. With the RS, I didn't have a rack or anything. So I was like, well, now I can't. Now it doesn't make sense. I can't schlep the bike anywhere, or the length of time it's going to take me to ride down there is in how I like to be
engaged,
immediately responding to things. The travel time to, but there was a sequence of time in there for a couple weeks or so where I had the truck, the Dodge.
Oh, yeah.
And so
you could just throw it back there.
I would chuck the fat bike into the back of the Dodge, and the trail system off that shoulder, off of Cucuriolo, goes, it's similar to the one up there at the top of Blue Oaks. It goes pretty much from Cucuriolo all the way to what would be Fittyment, where Fittyment meets Willerga.
Yeah.
And it meets the two big straights from here.
Yeah.
And you can come out at the one park. It's like Dry Creek Park. And in between there, you can use the pass to get inside to the hashtag fuck off. The portals inside the golf club. Yeah. Because the pass take you golf cart right straight to the pass.
Yeah.
So you can, and it was, oh man, I didn't even know these were here. Fascinating.
That's funny.
So to be able to go that distance and then come back and hit all of those portals in between on a bike, I was just like, man, there's a whole part of this thing that I'd been missing. Usually I would just walk or run to these, but like the speed of a bike was like, oh shit. And that takes me to the one time I did that trail up there at the top of Blue Oaks.
Yeah.
I parked at Life Church chasing SC Cat.
Oh yeah.
That's who it was. And
SC Cat.
He was making that way down, of which I'm sure he's probably the submitter of most of those portals that are along that trail.
Yeah.
And he was linking back and just making a fucking net of stuff.
Yeah.
And I took the ones that I could get in a car, and I went, oh, well, I have a fat bike. I'll fucking chase you. I have no problems chasing you. But then I'm going to come back, get in a car, and then undo the ones that are at car access.
That are painful for you to probably get to.
Right.
Yeah.
So I came back to the house, grabbed the truck, grabbed the fat bike, threw the fat bike in it, drove up to Life Church, got out of the truck, and then rode it all the way to the Rayleighs, which at the time I don't think was quite done yet.
Yeah.
And unzipped all of his shit to the Rayleighs.
Yeah.
Then rode back, got back in the truck, came back to the house, got in the RS, and then went out to West Park, and then proceeded to unzip everything all the way. I ended up like 30 seconds to a minute behind him when he hit the West Park portal here at the end of Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been playing this game for so long.
Yeah.
And he had been biking.
Yeah. Oh, for hours.
For hours.
Yeah.
Like I didn't look at the time that it. Obviously, you ate dinner.
Yeah.
But or you ate food.
Yeah. While we were eating, I just paused my
my
watch.
But I mean, it was 4 to 6 hours. Now, kudos to him. He was a cyclist, certainly by pastime.
And I'm sure he's on a road bike.
He was on a road bike. I've seen his bike. It's a nice bike. I think
Yeah.
it was a fucking Bianchi or something. It's very light road bike. The Rams handlebar type of shit.
Yeah.
Now they're called gravel bikes, which seems kind of counterintuitive to what looks
gravel
like
bike is like a cross between a road bike and a mountain bike.
Yeah, that's what it had bigger tires than when I had my road bike for triathlons.
And they usually put slicks on them.
I'm like, this is weird. I don't understand.
Or very mild, knobby tires.
Unzipped all his shit, and then I let him have what was left of Bear Dog Mahaney on his way back. I'm like, I'll come get this later, and you're going to get to...
You won't have anything to link to.
You're going to get to Foothills,
and
you're just going to have this like string of, have fun at Bear Dog, dickhead. I don't care, and I'm going to come back and get you. Anyway, so that's how I know. Like, and it's all paved. The stuff down at Morgan Creek is paved. The stuff at the top is paved. What I haven't done is, and this is why I asked you, like, wait, where'd you get the 8.1? Is like, did you travel the power lines? The stuff between me and Mahaney that goes pretty much between the house here and Pleasant Grove is semi-dirt stuff all the way to Fittyment.
Yeah.
Like, and I've run it, but I haven't biked it.
Yeah.
It's like
there's
cross
a bunch
country
of paved and then it
undulating. Once you get to Make Aquatics, it turns into dirt.
Yeah.
If you get off into it and you're like kind of chasing the ravine all the way out to Fittyment.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh shit, fucking. Let's
I wonder
get wild.
when they're gonna finish that, because it seems
I have
like.
No idea. Oh yeah, we did a survey, didn't we? You get that survey too? There was a survey asking whether or not. Oh, they wanted to put in. God, you see them at some parks sometimes. They're like, it's like a stop to do like almost like a CrossFit type of thing. Like put in like a series of 3 or 4 exercise locations.
Pod things.
Like a triceps dip or a balance bar or some shit. Was that both of us?
Chandler.
It was. Something like that. They want to do that for this in-between stuff as they update the trail.
Yeah.
But Venus and I have run when we were doing half marathon stuff like that. We can get all the way out to Foothills, and make a loop, and it's all paved. You come underneath the power lines, and it's all paved right up to Mahaney, and then it gets into the dirt stuff.
Because that's the neighborhood there where it meets Foothills is where Shannon's parents lived. For a while.
Yes.
That's a interesting one too, but there's no underpass under the road. The trail starts back up on the other side of Foothills there, but you have to cross the street to get there.
Yeah.
This is one of the sections of trails here in Roseville that doesn't have any street crossings whatsoever. You're like going under the street.
Yeah, it's up there at the top.
The other one is by the Rose.
What did I do? Did you cross? So did you cross Wood Creek? Like, God, I mean, this is probably 1.5 years, 2 years ago. If you take Wood Creek, like straight until it stops, you end up at like Paul Duran Park or something. But it does one of those like with the big white barricades. Like,
because it'll go out.
Road
somewhere.
Doesn't go any further, but they were pushing further. I just don't know if they've actually finished. It was like that Pleasant Grove overpass.
Yeah.
Like for the longest time, they were working on it. Like eventually, now it's connected. I prefer to take that way. #secret routes.
Well, I will tell you that. So from Rockland, Sunset Boulevard.
Yes.
It goes over Highway 65.
Yes.
And then, like, there's that little industrial area where, like, FedEx and shit is.
Yes.
If you keep going straight on Sunset, that's sort of the back way of getting to Thunder Valley Casino.
Yes.
You go down, and there's, like, a weird, like, 2-way stop. And you make a right turn, and then you end up out on Industrial.
Mm-hmm.
That's all torn up now.
Oh.
And they're putting new roads out there. So I assume at some point all of those roads are going to connect to West Roseville.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I had to go to the dump. I had to take some lighter fluid to the dump that the container cracked that I hadn't used since literally 1998.
Oh, okay.
And it was just in the garage and it got dropped or something and the container cracked. That's because it's fucking old as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just had lighter fluid leaking out in my garage, which I can't have, right?
Well, yeah.
So I was
Problems.
like, what am I going to do with this? So I was like, shit, I'll take it to the dump, to the
landfill.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The like volatile, whatever.
Yeah.
So I drove out there, but I went industrial and hung a left on, Athens.
Yes.
And get to the dump, drop off my stuff. And then on the way back, I was like, I'm going to hang a right here. That takes me to the back of Sunset.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And I
Okay.
hung a right there. And as I hang a right, I realized that the left side of the road for the traffic going the opposite direction is not there. There is no left side of the road.
Oh.
And I'm like, am I even supposed to be here? Like, there is no other side of it's completely dug out.
Right. Okay.
And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And I just kept going. There was no signs. There was no barriers. And I kept going. And then you get to that corner and I realize, oh no, they have it completely blocked off. It's torn out like they're completely realigning the roads out there. And at that corner, there were dirt trucks running around spraying water, or water trucks running around. And there were new roads being put in with pipes laying all over the fucking place. And I was like, oh shit, there's like full on construction going on out here. So they're completely redoing all of it, which I thought was fascinating. And then I thought to myself, who the fuck would want to buy a house this close to the dump?
Oh, yeah, right?
Because, I mean, that's right next to the fucking dump.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even on occasion, we can smell the dump from fucking here.
Yeah, at our house we can too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it was a good ride, had a good time. Got home late, and then we stood on the driveway and talked, and then Melly came back from the hospital and updated us.
Yeah.
And on what was going on there. And so, yeah, it was
So
good.
how does, as a 50-year-old man, 24 hours later, roughly.
Oh, I feel fine, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. I feel fine.
Lower back, legs,
No.
calves,
No.
feet.
No.
You need a headlight.
I do. I also need a helmet, which I still don't have.
Oh, yeah.
There's a story there.
Well,
Have I told the story?
Well, yeah. Just that you haven't still gotten one.
Dude, why is it this difficult? Someone is fucking around. Someone in a warehouse somewhere is just like, I don't care that this fucking barcode sticker for Amazon says large on it. I'm going to stick it on the smalls and the mediums too. You know what I mean?
You know what's weird about this is that so I've been cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
And like
your nuts.
Or yeah. They're shiny.
They have never been cleaner.
Polished.
They say you can't polish a turd, but you know, they prove that wrong.
But you can shine some nuts, baby. I put time into the fat bike. And the whole thing with the helmets, I had forgotten because, the last year and a half or so, with trying to get either Xander tutored or that's an over-exaggeration. Some of the classes where I help Xander, or some of the classes where I've been helping Piper and finals as they come up or whatnot, and Venus and Piper go on vacations. My time to do stuff on the bike has been limited, if zero. But that sequence of time that we were talking about earlier with like Ingress, where I was riding it and I was fixing it, I have purchased a ton of stuff, of which we've kind of talked about this thing that happens, certainly as a homeowner or as a dad or as a husband. You're like, I think I bought that or I don't remember, or I don't know where it's at.
Right.
And then, shit. If someone spins up a conversation, maybe it's about helmets, and you're like, "Fuck, that looks like a cool helmet. I should have it. Do I even have a helmet? Where's my fucking helmet?"
Right.
And the the bike stand.
Yeah.
If you're a person that's trying to fix a bike, there are a whole slew of tools.
Oh my God!
That
yes.
I have acquired.
Yeah.
For any number of bike problem things, and I have a fucking bike stand.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I've got all the. Believe me, I have all of the stuff to do all of. I have updated a bunch of shit on the fat bike. It's heavy as it's a fucking tank of a bike.
Well, it's got like 10-pound tires.
Yes, and but I've got all of these things, and so in just talking, like man, that does look like a cool ass fucking helmet.
Oh, the helmet that
yeah, like the Oakley helmet. I'm like, oh man, and then you look at some of the fucking Smith helmets look like amazing. I'm like, man, those look, but I don't want to be in a wait. I have a helmet, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I have a relatively expensive Fox helmet that was just tucked away and noodled behind a thing.
Oh, okay.
Behind a thing, behind snowboard helmets.
Oh, that's
behind
funny.
stuff that has been purchased for Piper because now she has taken up snowboarding. It's like this stuff, like I'm not riding a bike, so it just got shuffled behind a thing, out of sight, out of mind. And it was like, shit, I absolutely positively do not need a helmet. This helmet is fucking awesome. Yeah, but now there's like cool like mountain bike goggles and like these blade things. My wife bought me probably a fucking decade ago the dopest Oakley blades for I can't recall what, but they were like I think
sunglasses.
I think we were hosting an Olympics. It may have been Atlanta. That's how far back these were. They have like red, white, and blue on the ear socks. They're amazing. And at the time, I think I was running because I have like yellow tints, a clear lens tint, and like a one-way glass tint. I have the blades. I don't need mountain bike glass. Like
yeah.
But all of these little things, when you get to the age that we're at, like I have acquired things. I just don't know where they are anymore.
That's true. That happens.
And it has taken me being unemployed
to really start looking
to
for
really start realizing, oh shit,
I do have that thing.
I have that tool.
I don't need to buy another one.
I have that tool. What did I run into? I just did the brakes on the Dodge. The front brakes needed to be done. Like, you know what? Do I have pry bars? I don't know if I have pry bars. Also, shit, I don't have a breaker bar. Or do I?
Right.
I looked around just to be sure. I actually don't have a breaker bar, and I didn't have pry bars. So I went to Lowe's and I bought these cheap 3-length Craftsman whatevers because I don't really care about.
I ordered some on Amazon.
I'm looking to actually break something on my knuckles, preferably in a wheel well. With cheap Craftsman pry bars. I hope not. Hashtag Ulanzi make pry bars. Anyway, so I bought some, and now I have them.
Yeah.
But there are some things that I actually don't have. But there are too many things that I have realized I have that. I just forgot that I did.
Yeah.
Do you run into that?
All the time.
Do you?
Yeah, all the time. Now, the stuff like a breaker bar, like I didn't have a lot in the way of tools. So, like, sometimes you're like, fuck, I don't have a breaker bar. So it's like, I got a breaker bar. Yeah. And it's like, I really need some pry bars. Gosh, pry bars would make some things real easy. And so then on Amazon, I found some a decent set of like a 3-pack of pry bars. And those are awesome. They've been used like crazy. They've definitely gotten their money's worth out of them.
Yeah.
I mean, just for, gosh, even when we were working on Chandler's truck, trying to get his CV axle out.
Yeah.
Without the pry bars, I don't think we would have gotten them out. You know.
Yeah.
So, or the one. But yeah, stuff like that. I mean, yeah. Like I didn't have, first of all, I've never owned a bike helmet.
Oh.
Ever. When we rode BMX back in the day and stuff.
Oh, yeah. And now you have a snowboard. You need a snowboard helmet. Bitch.
Well, and I'm trying to think if I ever wore a helmet even then. I'm going to say the only time I think I may have ever worn a helmet is if we were doing half pipe riding on a skateboard.
You're a ballsy dude. I have never ridden a half pipe.
Oh.
Did you actually do that
Oh, yeah.
repeatedly?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you.
I had like knee
You're
pads and the whole thing.
All kinds of talented. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Snowboard half pipe or skateboard half pipe?
Skateboard half pipe.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't care.
But, you know, even with the skateboard, I didn't really wear a helmet. If I had ridden more half pipe, I probably would have bought a helmet. But half pipe skateboarding. They were few and far to in between. And I had buddies that built one over like during high school with lots of stolen wood. Like a very large planned half pipe. This is on just like a piece of shit. We're talking leveling blocks, like stringers, like the whole, like it was a very nicely made half pipe. And all of the wood was stolen.
Sorry, Los Lagos.
There were stories about police chases with the lights off in the pickup truck.
Nice.
On the late at night kind of thing.
I mean, that's good times.
Yeah. But if I had ridden more half pipe, I mean, we did pools and stuff. And so, but I always wore my knee pads. I had my knee pads with me all the time for like riding ramps and stuff like that and riding pools. But I mean, man, helmets for us, I grew up in the 70s, man. Helmets were not a thing.
Oh, no.
Helmets were not part of the equation.
When I mean, that's into the 90s. Into the 90s and early 2000s, helmets were looked down upon. Helmets are silly.
I mean, I graduated in high school in 1989. So,
and at that time, I think I would guess to say that my understand. Well, okay, my exposure to the type of stuff that would get me in trouble on a mountain because I didn't skateboard.
Yeah.
The kind of stuff that I was doing on a mountain was so basic and plebeian that in the 90s and early 2000s, it was a non-concern of head injury stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the mid-2000s where I was gifted for Christmas a helmet from a friend, a nice bully helmet, that it was like, oh, well, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm going to wear it because it was a gift and it's fucking a nice helmet and it's expensive.
Yeah.
And I have never not worn a helmet since then. And then I became a father and then it was like, well, this just makes sense.
Yeah.
And then at some point it follows a lot of the pacing that I see from the conversations I have with my dad about the progress and the athleticism, hockey stick difference between football, American football.
Oh, yeah.
How fast, heavy football players and the American football players are moving now at weights that they are defies most conventional equipment protection and concussion protection that
Dude.
that 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
If you look at old films of NFL football and compare that to current day football, it is night and day violent.
Oh yeah, I mean it is crazy.
Night and day.
And the equipment is not keeping pace. And it wasn't until I became a father where some of that stuff was gifted a helmet, where some of that stuff just like wasn't registering until it was. It was like a Maginot Line kind of thing. It was, you cannot unsee. You are important to me, and as my skill has decreased, but my want to do some of the things when I was younger keeps pace because I think my body can do it. I am putting myself in danger of doing something stupid.
Yeah.
And the helmet protects me, hopefully, from smoothing out the edge of an injury that otherwise would put me in me or my family in jeopardy. And now it's a no-brainer. Like helmets are comfortable, they're warm. The MIPS technology in not only forward and backward, but like rotational protection is absolutely amazing. I would not buy a helmet that doesn't do MIPS technology stuff with the rotate. And when the first bike I bought for Piper, the helmet that I got her, the protection equipment for wrist guards and knee guards, like eventually you'll grow out of this and you'll become proficient in this. But the helmet, you have to have this helmet. Like, please wear the helmet.
For my kids too, helmet was a necessity. In fact, one time that little creaky area over there by Shanna's parents' old house, there's like that little off the trail. There's a bunch of jumps and trails.
Yep.
Chandler, of course, went in there, and then Melanie went in there because why not? And she didn't fucking know. She launched off a jump and ended up landing on her head.
Oh no!
And cracked the helmet and got a concussion.
Oh wow!
So it's like, can you imagine if she had done that without a fucking helmet on?
Right.
But like we didn't have helmets. Like I used to bomb hills. There was right down the street from the house. There was a undeveloped cul-de-sac, and it was up a hill. So you would go down the hill and hang a right, and then hang a right, and it would go up a hill to a cul-de-sac. There were no houses on these couple of streets. So you would go to the top of the cul-de-sac, and there was a dirt trail that went downhill, and there were a couple jumps built into that hill. We bombed that thing all. That was like our own single track BMX shit that we had right down the street from the house.
Yeah.
We went down there and bombed that shit all the time. I never wore a fucking helmet.
Oh, fuck no.
You know? But like the value, I mean, like in a ride that we did last night, like it doesn't bother me not to wear a helmet. I'm just riding on
you're on a sidewalk.
I'm on a paved trail.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything crazy.
Right.
I've ridden bikes since I was fucking, you know what I mean? So it's like,
but if you went to Folsom.
If I went to Folsom, or if I went anywhere where I was doing single track shit, Nevada City or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I want a fucking helmet.
Right.
So I can go do that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go do that stuff without a fucking helmet.
What did I see? You sent me, and this is like probably overprotect dad, adult. I got to watch my 401k shit, like bleeding out. But you sent me, I think, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a UK person doing some sort of track on a test bike or whatever. And he had a helmet that had an earlobe jaw protector. And as a dad and person of age, I was like, oh shit, extra protection in a fucking helmet. That looks fucking cool. And so when you're talking about the Oakley helmet, and I'm like, well, I want something cool too. I'm looking for something that's giving me more protection because I'm like, well, fucking, I didn't really even think about Like, what happens if I get to X level and I need like almost like motocross protection?
Well, that's the new thing now.
Right. That's it's
well, they have full.
Yeah, that's the full.
Yeah, full face like helmets.
Yeah.
That's the thing now.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, fucking those look cool though. Fucking. But then the frugal dad, husband, father, unemployed dude, like looks at my helmet and goes, "Well, that's a fucking $60 Fox helmet. You're fine until you can prove to me."
Right.
I was just talking with. Hey, welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast, episode 300. Fucking whoever. This is the mountain bike episode. It's 40 minutes in. Hoo-wee. I was talking with an ex-coworker who's also an ex-coworker. He was just checking in like, hey, how's it going with the time off? I'm like, I'm doing all kinds of errands and honey-do shit. Like, I'm staying busy. He, 5 years or so back, avid mountain biker. I'm like, hey, man, I'm looking at some bikes. I'm like, what do you have? Because he also does side-by-sides.
Okay.
So when you had the episode,
the snow,
where you were talking about the snow,
I'm
like, hey, man, I got a bunch of buddies, like, went up on side-by-sides, went like some utes, and he's got like the hotness, like sporty long travel shit. He lives out in Arizona, like Havasu.
Is that the Razor style or whatever?
Yeah. Like the Can-Ams with the long travel. Your son is probably like slow jerking as I speak.
Maybe.
Words.
Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. So he is Arizona side by side, but no longer does mountain biking. Once he had gotten to the Enterprise, he had walked back, and he had some health problems and whatnot. But since being displaced 2 months prior to me, he started to get back into it. And I asked him...
He's like, hey, I have time now.
Right. Right. So I asked him, I think this was Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, man. So, one, how's your back? Because he's an older guy, so he was like almost in the scenario that you were. He was like, now I've got time. I'm going to start taking care of myself. I'm going to get back into mountain biking.
Yeah.
And he was, the way he described it, he sounded like he was much better than I was at it. So, but about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, he said he got too aggressive, thinking he could, and he, he went longer than his body could go.
Oh, so wait, he rode too long? Or
he did too much.
Okay.
Too much, too fast.
Okay.
Like where you have described like what you're doing. Like I'm trying to get back into it, so I'm pacing myself and trying to get my body acclimated to
what I'm doing,
what I want to do, where I want to go, but I'm pacing myself.
Yeah.
I think he did too fast, too much.
Oh, he just went hard.
Right.
Yeah.
He went hard.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was about 2 weeks ago. He's like, I fucked up my back. I think I went too hard on a ride last night. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, So the Monday conversation where he was asking how I was doing, I'm like, I'm honeydew, tons of shit. I'm like, hey, how's your back? And he's like, it's good. I fucked up. I think I just went too fast, too hard. I'm like, hey, man, I've been meaning to ask, like, what's your... What bike do you have? Like, do you have a custom built thing, or do you have like a, off the shelf? I went to a bike shop kind of thing.
Yeah.
He had it was a Trek. I think it was a Trek Pro Caliber, a Trek Pro something.
Okay.
I want to say price point somewhere in the $3,000 to $5,000 range.
So probably like a carbon.
Yes, carbon frame.
Yeah. Full suspension.
Yes, yeah. Which he's like, you need a carbon frame. And then we talked at length about his seat preference type because he doesn't want numb dick.
Yeah.
And we had jokes about numb dick because we already, hey, man.
Yeah.
I don't need things working against me.
Right.
Numb dick.
Right.
It's a thing. Welcome to Sad Dads Club podcast. Not a sponsor.
Numb Dick is not a sponsor.
Absolutely not. And I'm like, well, I'm looking at a number of stuff and things because, just in case. But I'm also looking at Facebook. I'm like, I'm not looking to spend fucking. But
you can spend a lot of money on a bike that you don't necessarily need.
Right.
So,
and that gets me into probably the same kind of conversations that we have with cars of late.
Yeah.
If you are someone that has looked outside the realm of purchasing a bike from a place like Walmart or Costco or what would be a Sportsman's or a Dick's, you may be surprised to know that the bulk of the bike price market or Facebook Marketplace is in the small compact car range. It is ludicrous how expensive mountain bikes are. And then if you get into e-bikes, it's fucking, they're $14,000 bikes.
Costco has a full carbon bike that you can get.
Yes.
That's $2,000.
Okay. Who makes it? Do you know?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Is it a good bike?
I've read decent stuff about it.
I'm going to Costco on Friday.
Now, I'm going to say also that Walmart has...
This is the Ozark?
They have shocked the mountain bike industry with a couple of releases. They have, the Ozark Trail FS2 Slalom, a full suspension mountain bike for $500. And I've seen quite a bit of YouTube stuff about that bike in particular. That everyone's like, what the shit is this? Kind of thing.
Right.
And everyone is sort of like, there's some people that are like, damn, it's hitting way above its belt. And there's some people that are like, it's okay. There was one YouTuber, Berm Peak. He took the FS2 Slalom and put like $5,000 or $6,000 worth of upgrades on it, and then went and test rode it.
Okay. I mean, at that point, aren't you just at the frame?
Yes.
Okay.
He upgraded pretty much everything on the entire bike.
Okay.
So you have this, you have like what upgrades does it need to be a fucking banger? Because they're already saying it's pretty good. But it does need some upgrades.
Right.
So you would have to spend a little bit of extra money to get the bike kind of up to elevated a little bit. Like replace the rear shock with a better shock.
Right.
Maybe upgrade the forks with a better set of forks.
Right.
Dropper post. Stuff like that.
So you have spent how much on your bike?
Facebook Marketplace, it was $400, and then I put a dropper post on it.
What year of bike was it?
It's a 21 Marin Bobcat Trail 4.
A 2021 Marin Bobcat Trail.
Yeah.
At $450, do you know how much it would have been new?
About $900.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you have like that here it's almost like a where have we been? I'm failing to draw an example, but this is the problem I have. Well, I guess it's the generalized topic is that the price point of some of these things are just like
buy used.
Right.
I mean, that's
like the price point for entry, mountain biking or trail biking, or even some of these, we've talked about it, like somewhere around Christmas, we were talking about the amount of e-bike stuff that I have started to see on my way to my walks to the store.
Yeah.
The personal transportation movement of a short distance.
There's a difference, though.
There is, but
there's a difference in
those
e-bikes.
price points are still up at $1,000.
But I mean, there are e-bikes that are just like pull the trigger and go bikes.
Right.
Or there are e-bikes where you are pedaling and the motor just gives you a little bit of assist.
But
and it's configurable.
Those price points are still near, could I ever take this to Folsom Lake Park and do single track?
Yes.
No,
you could.
Well, the fucking
if you're spending $6,000 on a bike, you for sure could.
Those ones, yes. But the entry point hardtail, front suspension, e-bike stuff, you aren't really going to find something that you could entry level under $1,000.
No, not with all the electronics.
But you could at potentially off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, possibly.
And that's what makes it weird to me is that it's almost like along with cars and trucks. Like when we look at like something like the Slate that we've talked about the last couple weeks,
right?
For EVs, when you start to, it almost seems like we are probably in mountain bikes, probably $500 to $600 easy outside the bracket of. Is this a hobby or something that I can invest in? And when you talk about EVs or cars, as we looked at with some of the budget stuff that's going to get passed here by the end of 2025, if your price point of your EV is $7,500 heavy because you're banking on the federal government whacking off $7,500 in tax incentives, you're too heavy. You're pricing out the middle class of being able to participate in your car, truck, subcompact. You are pricing out at a $2,000 entry level decent e-bike or hardtail.
So are you saying that's what you would get as an e-bike?
No, I could not afford even if with my unemployed salary, I would consider it, but that they're still even used the kind of quality and battery longevity that I would be looking to invest in. I could not responsibly pull the trigger on even a used e-bike. I can responsibly either opt for a hardtail,
yes,
that's 100% manual, like you've done.
Yeah,
I have a significantly large saved Facebook Marketplace list of stuff.
Yeah,
and then I have asked my brother-in-law, like you saw I think the screenshot or whatever of like my brother-in-law, like, hey man, what's the deal with fucking dropper post? And that's part of the disconnect for me as someone that's looking to.
I mean, it's not a necessary thing.
It's not, but
I see.
But here's part of the disconnect.
I see the value in it right away from a riding standpoint.
Did you have to get up out of the saddle on your ride? Did you ever drop the post?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, because there's times where it's like maybe I'm just a little uncomfortable, or I just want.
And you get it out of the way.
You just stand up a little and it pops up, and you just kind of adjust it, and then it's good. Like with the fucking thing on the handlebars.
I ran across.
Or I'm gonna be. I did do this yesterday. Yes.
Yes.
I went down a dirt trail.
Yes.
On the side of the paved trail.
Yes.
And I didn't know where it was going. And it came to a drop, and I went, I hadn't really bargained for this, so I dropped the post down and leaned way back and went down the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
So okay.
Because if you didn't,
we're multi-threaded here. So here's the thing. When you said dropper post in weeks back at this point, I kind of like hand waved it off as like, well, fucking, I've done triathlons and duathlons, and I've never bothered with fucking dropper posts. And it wasn't until you had brought it up, and then I had asked my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, who does way more. I've conveyed to you. He has a Santa Cruz Heckler used. He does way more about mountain biking than I do. So when I said, "Hey man, does your husband have a dropper post on his bike?" and she replied back, "Yeah, on both his bikes.
Yeah.
Like wouldn't live without it, kind of a thing."
Yeah.
And I went, I don't know what I don't know what from what.
Yeah. Well,
So clearly, my perception of what is relevant needs, and this goes to all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
News, politics.
Yeah.
My perception of what is relevant or what is important is biased without cross-checking. And I gave you I've done triathlons. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, why would I can compete at triathlons without a dropper post. I felt...
What was the other thing you said to me? Something about riding shoes. And I'm like, just wear Vans. It's not a big deal. And you're all, said the guy who has a dropper post.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so fuck off. Right? So I'm out here like putting shit in my Amazon wish list for fucking $150 mountain bike helmets. And I'm like looking in and all of a sudden Amazon's feeding me like mountain bike shoes that are optimal for flat pedal gripping. I'm like, man, mountain bike shoes. And you're like, just wear what you want. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. You're the one telling me to look at it, getting dropper post. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fucking, now they've got like wrist forearm guards for taking brush and like shin guards.
The knee guard pads and guards. Anyway.
If you've done any botany help with your daughter out at Folsom Lake, you know how important it may be to have shin guards for poison ivy.
Oh yeah.
Poison oak. Like I don't know. After being out there walking those trails, I would not have some sort of. You could probably get away with like the compression calf sleeves.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would ride out at Folsom Lake without a sleeve on my legs.
I don't know what the trails look like out there.
Well, I can tell you, they're overgrown with poison oak.
Okay.
Like, I would not brush up. I would not wear something. I could not wear pants, but I would wear a compression sleeve thing
I would
protect.
wear a skirt.
You know, if I could wear a kilt, if I could wear a kilt, I would get away with it. But then, that would be all kinds of fun with the fucking dropper post. Wait, do you have a light on your seat? Do you have a blinking? Oh my God, dude.
No.
Come on, man.
Why would I have that? I don't even wear a helmet.
Because you're a dad and a husband. You don't even have a helmet. Yeah.
I don't ride in traffic or anything, so I'm not too worried about the helmet thing for like riding around town.
If it means anything. What was this? 2 weeks back? 2 weeks back.
Did you wreck?
I had to pull up Ingress Intel map.
Oh, no.
Because I was trying to find a route on them. It was the week you asked, like, did you... Oh, it was the week I got canned. Effectively. Where we were I was trying to find a route up to Yuba City, Marysville through Grimes.
Uh-huh.
And the last time I did it, Mike and I, we killed a portal that was a field anchor, and we were trying to find the route that we took that ran us past this anchor.
Yeah.
And so I had to pull up 2 years later, Intel map to try and find it, of which I could not find the portal.
Oh.
But in looking at the area, I was like, oh shit. Anyway, I lost where I was going with that. Where were we talking
Dropper
about?
posts and
bikes. Anyway, I fuck it. I don't know.
I think you felt. What I think you were trying to get across was like, after not really knowing, because I definitely was in the same boat. Like what all the current tech was on bikes. dropper post and that kind of stuff. And like, you're like, wait, what? So I have to buy a bike and a dropper post, and I got to do this and I got to do that, or whatever it is. And then the price point becomes.
It does.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the disconnect with some of the options that are affordable to, especially when we talk about cars are separate. I think cars are a separate animal. Mountain biking, kind of like snowboarding, is a hobby where you don't necessarily know where your limitations start and end.
You don't even know if you want to ride mountain bikes.
Right. But
your buy-in to get into the sport is really high.
It's ludicrous.
You gotta buy into a bike if you're gonna go buy a new bike. If you're a guy that's like, I think I might try mountain biking. That looks fun.
Right.
And then you go, I'm gonna go buy a bike, and you go to your local dealer, and you go, what the fuck? That bike is $1,200.
Right.
And so you don't even know yet if you're into it.
Yes. That's part of the problem. I think the sweet spot, man, that's where it gets difficult for me, because you want. I think it is best to have an active populace, like to help to stay active, get out, do things, keep your body moving, do stuff. When you put could you go to Walmart and buy a $200 mountain bike? Absolutely. But if that mountain bike, with its components and weight and quality, are fighting against you as someone that's trying to do better by your own body or get into shape or get into the hobby, it's fighting against you, you're hurting the opportunity of not only getting someone to care more about their body or stay active, but you're gatekeeping the biking hobby. And this goes to, like, I think 2 weeks back when we were talking about some of the online criticism when you look at, like, is this a good bike?
Yes.
Is this a bad bike?
Yes.
The casual mountain bike community seems to almost be at odds with itself.
Yes.
And judgy.
Yes.
About whether or not, or your customer experience when you went to a local shop of, hey man, I'm just trying to get interested in the hobby or get back into the hobby. And you get completely stonewalled
because it's a whole new world.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get a door shut in your face because you didn't ask the right questions, you didn't ask it with the right lingo, or you don't have the money to get into the type of equipment that'll put you in a best place.
I'll give you an example.
Go.
The brakes that are on my bike are called Tektro M275s. Okay, that's the model.
Hydraulic?
Yes.
Okay.
They're hydraulic brakes. They fucking are the best brakes I've ever had on a bike.
Okay.
I can't imagine. I mean, I'm sure there are better brakes.
They probably end with a O and start with an S.
Oh no, like SRAM. There's a whole bunch of them. Imano.
Shit, yeah. One mano.
There's several companies that make really high end brakes.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Tektro, I don't know much about them, but my interest in what kind of brakes does this bike have was if I need to replace the pads,
right?
What pads do I buy?
Mm-hmm.
And so I start Googling the Tektro M275 pad replacement. And it's like nobody in the biking community would ever say, oh, yeah, those brakes are fine. They take these pads. No, they don't do that shit like on fucking Reddit or something, right?
Right.
They're like, oh, well, those are shit brakes. You need to upgrade them. It's like, well, the question wasn't whether or not I needed to upgrade the brakes. It's whether or not
I wasn't looking for your opinion on the brake manufacturer or their quality. I was looking for parts.
And in my opinion, I have no reason at this point to suspect anything lame about those brakes.
Right.
I have no reason to like go, fuck, these are garbage and I need to upgrade them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But in the biking community, those are shit. And you need 4 pistons. Otherwise, what are you doing? And you start looking at the pricing on a one brake for a 4-piston thing, and it's like, what the fuck? That's as much as my bike cost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy. And unfortunate because
not everybody's a pro-level fucking downhill rider.
Right. And you may find more people excited about the hobby, and you may find more people that could be pro-level if the entry wasn't so ludicrous.
Yeah.
Like the last week of me scrubbing through Facebook Marketplace and bike reviews of like, well, maybe like, oh man, that looks cool. Like I could, and then getting absolutely fucking donkey punched by a price point that's in the thousands of dollars, sometimes even for a used bike.
Oh yeah,
is absolutely just like well, I'm done. Well, I've got a fucking fat bike, so I guess
when you're on Facebook Marketplace and you're like, oh, that looks, oh fuck, they want $1,800 for that. Jesus, all right, next, next.
So unfortunate because,
but the thing of it is, okay, this is how I look at it. I'm not a pro. Right. I'm just a guy looking to get back into writing.
Sure.
So my thought process there is, I'm going to buy a used thing at a fair, what I would consider to be a fair price, considering how much bike costs now. And I'm going to buy a bike that when I Google it, the model, and people go, oh yeah, that's a great bike. That's what I'm down for. But if I can Google it and people are like, oh no, that's shit, then I'm like, no, I'm out. Right.
Yeah.
That's sort of the thing. And like, I don't need I already had one, which was shit. I don't need a full suspension bike. I prefer a hardtail anyway. But also over time, I don't have to spend all of the money right at this moment.
Do you have?
I will upgrade it over time.
Do you have? Because you sound like a gentleman with a goal.
Do I?
Do you have? Yeah. Do you have a? When I get to this sort of checkpoint, I need to update something like a chassis or I'm going to invest in a new. Like if I can get to here. No. I'm going to get a better bike, or I'm going to get better components.
I think what I'll do is I will ride my bike, and if something isn't right in that last ride or the last couple rides or whatever it was, then I will go, oh, now I see the limitation in that hardware. Let's start researching.
Like what I can do about that.
What I can do about that at a decent price and not spend $500 on a new set of fucking air shocks or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like the price points are crazy. You can easily spend more than what I paid for my bike for a fucking front fork.
So let me ask you this, because you've actually purchased a bike off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
When you were looking for a bike, were you not genuinely? I've biased the question already. Were you not? Is it possible you were frustrated with the pricing of even used bikes for what you were just like? You're trying to find a quality bike. You're trying to find it at an affordable price.
Where
you're like, fuck.
Yeah, there was some
frustrated?
Of that. There was some of that, and then the realization of, okay, then if I have to if I have to spend X number of dollars to get a good bike, like a quality engineered bike, then that's what I'll do. Like, I didn't really know what to expect as far as pricing.
Sure. Did you set a price threshold?
That $400 was about as much as I wanted to spend.
Okay.
Yeah. So I spent.
So you started to scrub at a. And
then
you picked from that.
I
list.
looked at bikes that were more because I figured I could probably talk them down a bit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So $500, sure.
I'll give you a blowjob.
Actually, my bike was listed at $500.
Yeah.
And I got it for $400.
Local?
Yeah, in Fair Oaks.
Okay.
Guy in Fair Oaks. So I don't have any. I feel like I've already gotten $400 out of it. You know what I mean?
Cash?
Yeah.
Or PayPal or Venmo?
Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Fine.
So the Facebook Marketplace experience.
It was better than I expected, to be honest with you. Guy was super nice. He was an older gentleman who.
Chandler did his the same way.
Yeah, we both bought bikes off of older gentlemen that were looking to do something different.
Yeah,
you know, my bike has a little bit more usage to it than Chandler's does. Chandler got really lucky. We were looking at my bike's a little rougher than his.
Yeah,
it's got some scratches and that's actually I'm happy about that because now I'm not like afraid to like ditch it or dump it or whatever. It's already got some battle scars and that's fine.
Yeah,
and I'm not worried about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck it, I'm out. Poof.
Yeah. No, it's perfectly. I'm completely 100% happy with the purchase. Would do it again 3 times over or whatever. No complaints whatsoever. The bike rides fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love riding it. It's the nicest bike I'll probably ever own in my life.
Yeah.
And I will probably upgrade it here and there as I see the upgrades needed.
Is it do you know what the frame alloy is?
It's an aluminum.
Oh, so you're already nice and light.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
good for you.
It's a nice bike.
And you have been doing bike for 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Has it been a month yet?
A little over a month, I think.
How do you feel?
Well, I feel good. I haven't,
because you did this kind of like out of left field in
for everybody,
except for me, except for you, semi midlife crisis. Like I need to do better, and I could do this.
Yeah.
So how do you feel?
Oh, well, I feel fine. I don't.
Do you feel good about the choices that you've made and about being on the bike?
No.
Fuck you.
No, I feel I'm happy with it.
It's good.
Yeah, at some point, I'm sure I'll ride it over here. You know what I mean? I just haven't had the opportunity. This last week and a half has been rough.
Sure.
I made a comment to my wife yesterday or the day before. I haven't ridden my bike in a week. And she's like, yeah, I know. Because of all the hospital shit going on.
Sure.
So that was part of the reason why I was able to go yesterday.
Yeah.
Is just because it's if it's warm, I don't want to like kill myself in the heat. So if it's too hot outside at lunchtime, I just won't go ride, and I'll wait until the evening. And then in this last week and a half, like that's not happening because I'm not home.
Right.
So it'll pick back up.
But Venus and I are in this like we have like a workout program, and the last week, this is finals week for Piper. She has graduation at Sierra College. Today is Wednesday. She has graduation Friday.
Yeah.
She's turning 21 Friday. Happy birthday, Piper. This week is ludicrously busy.
Yeah.
And we have missed, we'll be off
workouts.
A week of our workout. And it was just like, you know what? We'll do, you've probably seen the notifications or not. We're still opting for a walk workout every night. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, as you get older, as you have more responsibilities as a father, as a husband, as a wife, as a partner, as a mother, as a brother, as a sister, as a cousin, whatever, not everything is capable of being chucked into a box. It's capable of being chucked into an appointment on a calendar. Some of these things have to move, and that's okay.
No, I'm okay with that.
And this week,
all things considered,
right? Please keep that in mind when you think, "Oh fuck, I can't do that thing," and so now it's all gone. It's not. Some things just flat out have to fucking move, and it's okay. Life comes at you at all kinds of speeds, and not everything fits into a concrete funnel of an ability to be performed and executed.
I mean, if you lived by yourself and had a condo,
sure,
that you didn't have to worry about maintaining anything,
right?
And like maybe you live in a city where your family doesn't live there,
right?
And you don't have a lot of friends,
right,
that you hang out with on the regular.
Just a cat, maybe
that,
maybe.
Then you could go do whatever you want to do at any time you want to do it.
The rest of us have to.
The sad dad has to
adjust.
Just do it when you can,
right?
And I think my wife sees my enthusiasm for being able to go out and go ride.
Yeah.
And so that makes her jazzed because she sees me get jazzed about it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. I see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think initially probably the shock of her going, "Wait, what the fuck you want to ride? You want to wait? You're buying a mountain bike today?"
Yeah.
That's like she gets it. Like I'm been out riding it as much as I possibly can, with the exception of the last week and a half.
Sure.
So she sort of sees that my excitement for it.
Yes.
And says, "Yeah, go do the thing."
Yes.
So, she doesn't want to ride bikes though.
No. Well,
that's the bummer.
But it's good to have a partner that feeds off of that enthusiasm or encourages the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And
if I just pop out in the evening and be like, "I'll be back in half an hour. I'm going to go run my bike." She's like, "Okay."
Let me ask you this, because we're way time.
All right.
Has it well, it's not fair because she's obviously been very preoccupied.
Yeah.
If there wasn't the other issue tying up her time, do you feel that your excitement and enthusiasm for riding the bikes would translate in any way to her participating in being active in any way? Or Melly?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Some?
Maybe.
Yeah. Because would you think that those... Because I've done this with Venus, so I'll my side. The times in which I ebb and flow between either exercising with Xander or I'm tired of being lazy. I got to do a thing. I'll start a running program, or I'll do the virtual 5K stuff, training programs. Like a lot of those things, like without Venus on the outside, those conversations and like passive things with other people that are not her, like trigger talking points.
Yeah.
Of, well, I want to, and I should, and while they may not always manifest in an exercise program, they do start a conversation of, well, I am concerned, or I want to be better, or you're making me look bad.
Oh, right.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So in jest.
Motivation through intimidation.
Absolutely. Something like to put a funny ha-ha on it.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to get left behind.
Yeah.
And no one does, but with a partner, a companion, to push and pull each other to I would be honest, a better lifestyle, a better healthy lifestyle, with whatever exercise or activity, like pushing forward, that's good stuff. I believe any stuff is good stuff.
Sure.
Certainly I'm just going to sit here on the couch.
Yeah.
Like take a walk.
Yeah.
Please take a walk.
Yeah.
Like anything. Venus and I, like I said, this week, it's toast. We're not going to be able to.
And that happens.
And we're short on time. Neither of us, if I'm being honest, want to be in pain.
Yeah.
From blowing ourselves out on a 6-set exercise program the night before our daughter's transfer graduation. No one wants that.
Yeah.
Plus, we're at a point where it's like a 90-minute thing at this point.
Yeah.
We don't have the time. But that's okay because we'll pick it up. We'll figure out a way to get it done on the other side of these things.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, a walk is totally okay.
Yeah.
It's a 20-minute, 30-minute walk. It's like 2.5, 3 miles. It's done at 9 o'clock at night when all the kids go to bed or the studying is done. It's nice and cool. It's okay.
Yeah.
You get something done, and that's better than nothing. And we both feel better about doing something.
Yeah, it's like I want the cardio. Like I get home and my legs are jelly.
Yeah.
So that'll eventually improve over time. I'll make longer rides and that kind of stuff. So So I mean yeah. It's a progressive thing. It's not going to happen overnight.
No, we're too fucking old for that shit to happen overnight.
Yeah.
My son, probably overnight.
But I have yet to be like, fuck, my legs are so sore today from the ride. Like I haven't had that happen. Or my arms
Ride in a lower gear, bitch. And
yeah.
blow out a hamstring, and then you'll know. Or your taint. Your taint hasn't hurt.
I mean, my while I'm riding my legs, I'm like, oh shit, they are burning. Okay, and then I have to give it a rest.
Do you have a water bottle holder?
Yeah, I got a cage, but
does your son have one?
Yeah, but I don't.
So you both really, really, really fucked up yesterday.
Just didn't think about.
Oh, I got it.
I don't even know if we have any bottles that will fit. I'll have to look. I don't know.
Did you get a sad dad? Look at that. That fucking fits in your cage, dude.
I don't.
It's even got your fucking podcast.
I don't know if I would.
Your nationally syndicated.
That may not fit. This might be too tall for the. I don't know.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Anyway, we're at time. On that note, you should return the cart.
Should wash your ass because it stinks.
Wash your hands because you've been touching your ass because it stinks.
Check your oil, Tony, because you know what happens if you don't.
Did Tony ride bikes?
No. He was a runner.
What a one-dimensional bitch. Hashtag I hope you're laughing, Tony. Stay up to date on your shot.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote and vote, please.
Do the kindness.
Pick up a broom, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody, to our mountain bike
show. Mountain bike activity old man podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. We're sad.